Good morning, ladders, lattes, and lingonberries. Tag yourself below. I am Sid, and this is all fun, no funds, gaming without a budget. It's Bee Week. I'm trapped in a bunker with 1,446 demos, and this morning I found one buzzing in a corner. It calls itself Proto Garden, and is a bee-themed automation and base building strategy game. Normally, I record my demo playthroughs after playing less than 15 minutes of a game, and Proto Garden was no exception. Except that first playthrough isn't the one I'm sharing with you today. Well, I guess I am, since that first playthrough is the footage you're seeing right now, but the video I was creating with this footage wasn't doing right by the game. I learned the game on the fly, as usual, and was really enjoying it, but there was a certain core mechanic that I didn't truly understand until I was almost done editing that first video, in which I explained it incorrectly. Normally I like showing my learning process, but in this instance, I think all of us, me, my audience, and the developers of Proto Garden, will have a much more satisfying experience if I'm coming from a place of experience rather than ignorance when I showcase this gem of a factory building game. Here we are in Proto Garden. At this point I've put just under 4 hours into the game, and I'm still really passionate about it. The first thing I'm actually going to do, sorry to delay gameplay even more, but I've been playing Factorio recently, so I'm going to change my research tree hotkey to T and my rotate right hotkey to R so I don't accidentally open the tech tree when I'm trying to rotate a building. And with that, let's jump into a new garden. Overall, I think this game has a really good tutorial, but straight off the bat, I'm going to explain what I got wrong. These bees are hopping through the flowers and picking up pollen. They pick up one at this first flower and another at the second flower, and when they hop off the dirt and onto this ash, you see that little +2 pollen symbol popping up, and that's what we're seeing up here. We don't collect resources when they get to the flower, we get access to that pollen when they can no longer carry pollen, no matter what that means, whether they're picking up a different resource, whether they're leaving the play area, whether they're colliding with each other and getting destroyed. If they can no longer carry pollen, the pollen is added to our resources shown up here. That sounds like a minor detail, and for my first 3.5 hours of gameplay, it was minor. But I didn't want to misrepresent the mechanics of the game. Okay, for the tutorial, we are walking through the tech tree. Press T to open it. We're starting down here. And for these first 6 technologies, we're not financially paying for them with resources. We're doing sweat equity. We're doing tasks to learn the next thing. For the redirector roses, we have to place 10 star flowers. Then for the U-turn ulix, the research condition is making bees collide. So let's get started. We've got 6 out of 10 star flowers on the map so far, so we need to place 4 more. I can only fit 3 in here. We can move this back and add a 10th. There we go. All lined up. The mechanics are gentle, and by right-clicking on any building, you can recoup its full cost. So we will actually destroy this last star flower and replace it with a redirector rose that sends the bees over there. They made the turn. And now, and again for the next research condition, we have to make bees collide. And redirector roses can send them on diagonals, so we'll do that and send them back towards the main line. Hop, 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 collide. Okay, and even when these bees are colliding, we're getting pop-ups saying +14 and +5 because these 14 pollen bees are colliding with these 5 pollen bees, and now it's over because we ran out of bees that were over here. In any case, we're getting all the resources from both bees that are in the collision, but we're not getting the full benefit of our factory because they're not all collecting the full 14 plus pollen. We'll put more star flowers here, and with another redirector rose going this way, they would be headed for a collision course, but a U-turn ulix would send them back to the hive, just like that. And no damage is done. But next, our goal is to use a Dublin daisy to duplicate pollen. Okay, we will pull up this Dublin daisy and replace our redirector rose with it, and this line of 16s will split into 2 lines of 15s, going in, whoops, we need that U-turn ulix again, because when they reach a Dublin daisy, the bees split off perpendicularly in opposite directions. So one 16 becomes 2 15s, so instead of getting 16 pollen when 1 bee leaves the factory, we're getting 30 pollen when 2 bees leave the factory. In fact, let's get them back up to 16, add more Dublin daisies, and a ulix here and here to constrain that nonsense, and more star flowers. Whoops, I was right-clicking down here, and removed some key pieces of infrastructure. That's the one problem with right-click, both dismissing what's on my cursor and deleting whatever under it. And we'll see a similar thing happen when we get to blueprints. But we're not there yet. Deliver pollen to the blue input of a fairy nest. Fairy nests are clearly labeled input-output, and so let's have this line of bees go in there and this line of bees go in there. Now, even though they're carrying in 16 pollen, they're still only coming out with 1 ambrosia. 1 pollen is becoming 1 ambrosia, and the other 15 are just getting sent back to the hive as they are, which I guess is efficient, and these ambrosia are only being collected when the bees go out of bounds onto the ash. If we mix things up and put down another starflower here, I deleted the fairy thing again. Put another starflower here, then the ambrosia would be collected at this point, and the bee would carry 1 pollen forward. And like I was saying, if we put that 1 pollen into a fairy nest, that 1 pollen isn't collected, it's just turned into 1 ambrosia. So we could actually daisy chain pollen and ambrosia back and forth up here to increase our ambrosia production by quite a bit. In fact, we'll do that. It's never bad to have ambrosia production running in the background. Oh, did I delete something? I did not. Okay, there we go. 150, maybe 160 ambrosia per minute. Not too bad. That helped us unlock the lichen, and now we're on to researching moonflowers, which will grant us the ability to collect nectar. Lichens are pretty useful, because I can just put one down anywhere, as long as I don't delete it. Put one down anywhere, and it will use the ambrosia to convert ash tiles into dirt tiles, expanding our factory footprint. And I don't even need to be closely connected to it. Putting a lichen down out here will create dirt all around it. Also, the lichen themselves can be removed without the dirt being destroyed, so we can reclaim all of those single tiles from the fungi. Since we have this line cleared up again, let's put in a couple more fairy nests to create even more ambrosia, so we don't need to worry about running out of it as we're creating dirt. We can fit exactly 1 more up here, and 1 more here as well. Right. You need starflowers. Here are your starflowers. Okay, there we go. It costs 1 ambrosia to convert each tile, and we've got almost 500 now, so let's put down a few more of these so we don't need to worry about running out of space going forward. Oh, right, it was also our research quest to create a certain number of dirt tiles. Now we're all ready for the next phase of the tutorial and the research tree. I just happened to run out of ambrosia to extend these lines of ambrosia. Kind of shot myself in the foot there. But now we've got more, so we can place this down. Okay, research queue is empty. Let's check it out. I stand corrected. Let's put down more moonflowers. Oh no, those are moonflowers. Let's put down more starflowers and fairies to keep our ambrosia production going. There we go. We should have no trouble filling out more of this. Well, maybe we can't convert all of the ash, but we can get some of it. And while our ambrosia stores build up, let's check the research tree. We've gotten to a branching part of the path. We have the moonflower buildings now. We can go this way to get raw wax first, or we can go this way to get sugar bubbles first. And I like sugar bubbles, especially because we have increased research speed and blueprints along the way. Yes, please. But we're not really getting any progress towards this goal because we're going to need to use nectar from these moonflowers as the research resource. Research resource. So let's build up this line into being nectar holders. And before we get all the way off of our existing map, we will put in a Dublin daisy and to get 2 lines holding 13 each. Easy to get them up to 16. Easy to double those as well. And now we have 4, almost 5 lines of 15. Let's drop in these U-turn ulixes so we're not getting collisions in other parts of the factory. All right, nectar is almost up to 2k per minute. Beautiful. So this research will go quickly. We already got the upgrade where our stack limit is increased by 4, meaning each bee can hold 20 of anything. We don't need to stop at 16. Let's set things up so all of these bees can hold 20 nectar each. Deleting these, actually replacing them. Okay, we caused 1 collision, but we're not going to cause others. Whoops, I couldn't afford that moonflower. Each one costs 1,000 pollen, and we haven't increased our pollen production lately. Let's break off one of these lines from making ambrosia and convert it back to pure pollen. Let's use a redirector rows to get a built-up line going this way, because these can also hold 20 each now. 19, 20. Perfect. Redirect. A double and daisy is going to go here, but let's preempt any collisions by putting down redirector roses here first. So this going here will keep both of them in line. Back up to 20. We'll cut this line off, which will leave us room to have this one double up and redirect, like so. We'll keep doing this a couple more times, and then our pollen production will just be out of this world. I was too slow on the redirections. There we go. If we had... Oh, while I was doing that, we did reach the end of our research tree, which means we have blueprints available, and sugar bubbles once we start putting nectar into fairy nests. But before that, I want to finish out my immaculate pollen production. By copying this, I can continue placing it down like so. Each layer adding another, I don't know, it's not order of magnitude, but it's still quite a bit of pollen production for us. I'll go back and see what it was before, but now we're looking like we're going to get up to 10K, and it might not stop there. The production per minute can take a while to be accurate since it's counting bees as we go, and it won't predict based on what the factory is, because who knows, the line might get interrupted at some point. Let's finish interrupting these lines now, and consider this our final pollen production mechanism. Alright, we've also unlocked trees, the scientific silver bells, but they need to be placed on dirt, so we're going to go up in the corner and make some dirt. Sometimes I'm good about measuring out how to place lichen, and sometimes I just feel like eyeballing it. If they overlap, they overlap. And if they leave a gap, they leave a gap, and I'll just fill that in later. and one here too. Okay, luckily we can just delete the old lichen and have a clean slate of dirt. Good clean dirt. Then we can plop down some trees. These cost 2,000 pollen each. I don't think we're gonna have trouble affording that. How many trees do we want? 10? That'll take us up to like 300% research speed, which would be glorious. 4, 5, yep, that's 10. Oh, not 300, just 200. Still, I ain't gonna complain about that. Research queue empty, right. We'll go up the wax side now, and then, after we know how to make raw wax, we will learn how to make frogs. Probably gonna go with the magic mantella first. Look at that blazing up. Beautiful, beautiful. Wait, it's only minus 50%. Oh, it is minus 50%. I thought we might have maxed out how much improvement we could have gotten out of trees, but not so. And I can't fit any more trees here now, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Instead, I'm going to worry about sugar bubbles. That's what these bees want. Similar to transforming pollen into ambrosia, it's only going to take one nectar to create a sugar bubble through these fairy nests. So let's plop these down here. So 19 of each nectar are going straight to the hive, and one's getting converted to a sugar bubble, and then returning to the hive once it hits this U-turn Ulix. So we're getting 51 a minute right now. Not great. I mean, I only have 2 fairy factories making sugar bubbles. But we can do something similar to this to boost our production really quick. I'm actually going to pause this so I'm not too hypnotized by the bees while I'm trying to build something for them. We'll do a double and daisy. Yes, we will lose this. Wait, we're not going to do a double and daisy because then this sugar bubble wouldn't be collected. We're going to do a moonflower. Then the sugar bubbles are collected. Great. But we still only need one, so we'll do a double and... Don't mess with my flow. Don't mess with my flow. Okay, now there's a double and daisy, and we have rotated redirector roses that feed into more moonflowers, which feed into more nests. And for now, we'll put in more Ulixes there while we think about how this is going to go. Oh, we got a research thing that gives us 2 pollen or nectar per flower. So now a lot of these lines are way too long for what they need to be. You see our bees hitting 20 here, before they go all the way around to here. I'm not sure if I can mirror blueprints side to side. We can try though. If I select this and save selection as blueprint, call this pollen, exclamation point. Okay. Then we go into our blueprint menu, no blueprints. There's our pollen blueprint. Place. Yeah, I can rotate it, but I don't believe I can mirror it. Oh, yes, we can. Flip horizontal, flip vertical. F and U. Pollen, place, U? No. F. That's what we want. We can put this in here and save ourselves some room. It's even more nicely tucked around the space hive. Do this quickly by putting the Ulix in there, selecting all of this, and refunding it. I guess I want the bees that are already in there to collect all of their pollen first. We don't want stragglers wandering around the map. Sell it, open the blueprint menu, mirror. And then right there. Redirector rows go down, and starflower get replaced right there. Are we hitting 20s? We are just hitting 20s. Perfect. And if I really needed to, I could duplicate some of this nestled into here, but I don't think that'll be necessary. Oh, wait. We're missing something right here. I think a starflower Ulix combination, like that. There we go. There we go. Okay, back to looking at this sugar bubble situation. We had the daisy splitting side to side here because we had run out of room at the time, but I think we can do better. First of all, let's go into our research tree. What do we want to pick up next? The butter bullfrog is good if we're using the launcher flowers that allows bees to jump long distances, but the teratoad is more useful because it allows each lichen to convert more area. That's good, this good. But this is the lucky log, which functions similar to a U-turn Ulix, but the bees that go into them get bonus resources, which is also excellent. Let's get those unlocked and the +1 to that. Then we will see the triple trillium is nice, but the really important thing that comes out of this line is the stop strawberry. It makes a bee hesitate for a half second, which means that instead of having bees on every other square, we can have bees on every square. It'll be great. But unfortunately, we're going to be deleting our nectar production for a hot second. We can make it an even hotter second by pausing the game. The pause button has been here all along, but the first time I played through, didn't even touch it. It was chaos. Chaos, I tell you. Okay. Cell selected. Replace these U-turns because bees are gonna get in there. It's gonna be nasty. Okay, if I do this, we will have everybody cleared out before too long, and I'll have fresh ground to work with. Oh no, our stack limit went up to 24. Oh, but it's working out, and we're getting all 24 out of most of these. Beautiful. All right, nectar. We want some pure nectar production, and we want some sugar bubble production. So let's start off with a Dublin daisy, another moonflower or two, and another Dublin daisy over here. Now we're having bees going up and down. The upline will go straight into a fairy nest, and when it comes out, another moonflower before splitting off, and we get our redirector roses back up here, doing a very similar build to this, but now we need fairy nests in the mix. Oh, and when we have fairy nests, we can use the frogs, but we don't have access to frogs yet because we need sugar bubbles to buy them. Another reason to increase our sugar bubble production ASAP. Let's go ahead and stick starflowers in here again, just so we're not slacking on nectar production. I'm thinking about whether I want to just have these 2 lanes going up or if I want more. I think I want more, which is going to mean copying you over 1, putting in a moonflower here. So when this comes out, we can have a Dublin daisy. There we have those extra lanes, which go into moonflowers. And if I put these moonflowers here, then we will all be in the same line again for more fairy nests. Except I want to do here what I did here. So instead of having this selection, I'm going to copy this unit. If I copy that and put it here, and then put it here, and then believe it or not, also put it here and here. I ain't no slouch. We're going to the limit. Then this line can be copied here, here, and here. Wait, no, I missed a piece. I missed a piece. Check that out. Undo works. Wait, but I wanted to read it. But I need to redo one. It's okay. It's okay. I can recopy this back down here. All right. What I missed last time was the redirector rows. It's crucial to stick that there so we can have our Dublin daisies working correctly. Okay, we'll make room for that and fill these out down the line. Our production's gonna be crazy once we start up again. I can't wait. Redirector rows right here. Replace the fairy nest right here. And that is how we're starting our sugar bubbles. Get you back. Okay, keep getting these accidental clicks. It's a little bit irritating, but it's not a deal breaker. Let's begin. Oh right, we still have these 2 full lines not doing anything yet. We just want to watch our sugar bubble production go up from 0 to, who knows? We're finally getting our first bee coming out this end, but it'll take a minute, literally, for it to calculate the full production of this thing. While that goes, let's do some more lichens. because we've unlocked the lucky logs. Oh wait, but we're not making wax yet. Cool it, Sid. Just put down more lichen. Every direction gets expanded. Oh, we have the teratodes. They cost 1,000 ambrosia. We can afford that, even though it's going to be costing ambrosia as we're adding to our territory. Okay, it looks like our sugar bubbles have leveled out at 1,500 per second, but that means it's going to take 2 minutes for each magic frog we put down. So let's start that off now and do it right here where we'll also be doubling ambrosia production, because we're going to need ambrosia production to properly use these lichen. You see, we're going to put this down here, get up close and personal, put down teratodes on all sides. I ran out for the last one. There we go. The toads. Oh, you get this close. I guess I'm hearing the lichen expanding. All right, where normal lichens look like this, this one looks like this. We're going to save that selection as blueprint. Big dirt, big dirt. Okay, and the nice thing about this is that once the big dirt has been made, we can delete it, and using that blueprint menu, place down more toads. We can't see the full extent of what it's going to cover, only the basic lichen, but that's actually pretty good side to side, even if it takes us 8K to place it down. Like I said, we're going to have to keep going back and putting in more magic frogs. In this line, they're improving both sugar bubble production on this line and ambrosia production on this line. We could have as many as 6 frogs impacting each. So let's just shove them in there. Yes, excellent. All right, we need raw wax to get the lucky logs. I'm gonna go in here and split off. Oh, we have the stop strawberry. This is not a drill, we have the stop strawberry. Get this. What did I delete? Hopefully nothing. Get this set. So these folks keep producing as intended. I definitely deleted something that time. But I think I left enough room. We can just shove the space hive back here and we can get the stop strawberry working. Easy peasy. I was following the line of existing bees, not where the redirector rose was. Okay, bee comes out. Bee gets split. Bee over here goes that way and then that way. Bee over here gets slowed down for a second, then goes this way and this way. And then we'll put a starflower back in here. If I did this correctly, let's run it and see. Split, hesitate, and look at that. We cut at the very beginning, scooted our hive back, and now where we used to have a half belt of bees, we have a full belt of bees, which should, in theory, double all of our production, which is a great time to get in and start waxing. I believe if we rotate this one, no, these lines are slightly too close together for us to input a double line, but we can move this over by one, add in the starflower back up here, and now when these get doubled and are redirected, we'll have a clear shot up to the top of the map. There they are. Wonderful. And this is the line where we're going to go from starflowers to fairy nests, which will produce ambrosia, and by shoving them back in the same fairy nests, the ambrosia will become raw wax. And from the raw wax, we return to starflowers and repeat the whole process over again. If we had the sugar bubbles, we'd use the frogs to improve this, but we do not, so we'll just have to settle for whatever raw wax we get out of things as they are. But this line is underutilized. Let us copy this and extend it out, at least one towards the edge of the map. Which reminds me, we can delete these and build another big dirt. Probably about here. Just one off. It's one off. Here, lichen. Fill these out for me. How are we doing? We're getting raw wax. 400 per minute. And climbing. Let's rotate these logs. Shove them down at the end of the sugar bubble lines. Like so. And then zooming in, we're getting 4. I guess did we get a research that improves the efficacy of our fairy nests? We must have. Yes, here. Farrier nests. +1 to productivity. 8's company. Oh, increased starflower productivity for adjacent starflowers. But what we're looking for right now is luckier logs. And lichen radius? I don't know if I ever saw lichen radius before. That's queued. And then we'll also queue the honeybee nest. And we don't need the research rate. I think we're going to do fine without it. We'll get all of this stuff, and then the honeybee nest. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful. Okay, I want to let this run for a few minutes while I fill out the dirt patch, but we've got sugar bubbles saved up, which means we could be putting frogs down, and I want to put frogs down. I also like to see that our sugar bubble production is up to almost 9k per minute, which would mean like 3 frogs per minute. That'd be great. Let's see, 10, so we can put down 3 more, 4 more. There. I love it. Love it, love it. Big dirt patch. Let's place you somewhere. I think that will do a pretty good radius, and that will do a pretty good radius. At least when we hold it down, we see the preview. Can we afford another one? No, we need 8k of ambrosia to afford all of our frogs. But that doesn't stop us from putting down the little ones and filling in the gaps. And I believe the little ones got bigger. Frogs would almost be redundant at this point. All right, 17k of sugar bubbles, 18k. Sounds like frog time to me. Part of my brain is saying, what do we need now? But I'm not sure we need much of anything. Everything's going swimmingly, wouldn't you say? Pull back these frogs, place a few more lichen. Oh wow, we've reached a point in the tech tree where we're gonna need 60k nectar to get to the next level. That's quite a bit. The honeybee nest will take 2 sugar bubbles and turn it into a honey. But we need more nectar. Right, we kind of neglected our nectar production. Let's get back to that. And rather than following the line straight down, let's push it back up to the left with the splitter, redirecting this way, then this way, then this way. Then we'll have 2 parallel lines. How does that sound? We shouldn't forget that while starflowers increase their productivity for each adjacent starflower, moonflowers do better when they're isolated. So instead of packing this tight with moonflowers, we'll spread them out a little bit, and in a zigzag pattern. And our limit is now 24, and we've reached that 24. How do I want to capitalize on this? Do I want to collect that 24 and have the bees keep going? I mean, that's the best use of space, isn't it? So we'll collect by changing to starflowers. That's effective. We also could be duplicating these. So instead of doing that, redirect out a little bit, double it, redirect, okay, and moonflower. And we're gonna be back up to 24. We're back up to 24 without even needing this second line. So I can repeat this kind of pattern, copy it down to there, and flip it up rather than recopying it. So that can actually happen a couple times, leading up this way. Whoops, what did that do? I hit X and just removed that. Oh, because it was the last selected thing. Right. Then do this as well. For epic nectar production, does this follow? I believe it does. So now we essentially just have more lines, each making 24 per bee, but that forgets that we could change to starflowers for a little bit and then go back to moonflowers. How many moonflowers does it take to get up to 24? Let's find out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 24. How's my math? But really, I don't know if I'm getting benefit out of... Oh, it's still queued. Oh, wait, what's in progress? These are in progress. No, this is in progress. 7k nectar, that'll go much faster. Then we'll see the benefit of spacing out our moonflowers. Yeah, that's going up. Speaking of going up, is it time for more magic frogs? I think it's time for more magic frogs. There's a good line, and we can continue up this line. Yes. All the magic frogs. My magical froggy minions. Okay, now the research queue is empty. And we can see where we're hitting 24s. We're hitting 24s way back here. So we'll delete this, and all of this production can be pulled back to here. I know you're colliding. It'll be better. It'll get better soon. Don't worry about it. Research queue is empty. Finish this off, and then it'll be time to finish. We're not making honey yet, so this won't happen prematurely. Okay, how you doing? Beautiful. After this split, 10, 20, 24. Lovely. Undo. Undo. I know you were selected. Okay, well, we actually don't want to delete the whole thing. We just want to remove these and replace them with starflowers. 10, 20, 24. So after each 24, you want starflower, 1, 2, 3, and then starflower again. But I believe we can do our old little copy-paste trick and just make sure that there's one spot of blank space after each moonflower before the starflower goes down. Starflower, starflower. It's so much easier to see where to place these on the lines that don't have bees on them yet. All of my moonflowers have gone in, So if we, wait, I think we can fit one more set in here, can't we? Maybe not a full set, but enough to make it worth it. All of these are worth it, because each one is creating 10. All right, there it is. There's all of our nectar production. Oh, right. Because we've got so much nectar in the bank, it won't actually improve our research speed. Only more trees would have done that. Whoops. Halfway to the honeybee nest. Oh, let's put down more of these lucky logs. We've got resources in here that could benefit from going in and getting a boost. Why not? And over here as well. But I think raw wax is the one that will do best with it. Except these guys aren't producing raw wax when they're going into the tubes. Let's fix that. You're currently on ambrosia, so you just need a fairy nest, then a log. Can this log cover all 3 of these? I'm not sure. But these 2 rows need double fairy nests to go from pollen to raw wax. Oh, it seems like that does work for them to go sideways. So this wasn't necessary. They just need to hop onto the log, not fly through it. See, 4 hours in, 5 hours in, still learning stuff. Honeybee nest, 85%. More trees. Go faster. 55%, 420, and 4 minutes. More. And now you're too close together. There, we've got 20 trees. I can't fit that in. 25 trees. Just under 3 minutes. Would have been just under 3 minutes. Now we have access to the honeybee nest. But the honeybee nest needs grass or better, and the grass comes from putting down these mushroomy things onto dirt. It costs a lot of ambrosia. We're fine on ambrosia. We will open our blueprint menu, grab our big dirt recipe. I think we'll put it in as close as we can to all of our pollen production. It covers more than half. Beautiful. So we should be fine doing the other one down here. But since this is already dirt, we will zoom in, replace that lichen with an amanita. I'm gonna need to put a mushroom down here. Bear with me a moment. Same up here, and our brown becomes green, slowly expanding. And on this we can place our honeybee nests. Oh, it's going so slow. Much anticipation. Ooh, and I've realized. Okay, we're gonna have the honeybee nests on here underneath all of this pollen production. And I will copy down, we're gonna delete down this end to put in lucky logs. So anything we send down this way, we'll get that +3, +4 bonus from landing on the lucky log. Why is this grass taking so long? 8 ambrosia, 10 ambrosia per tile. We've got plenty of ambrosia. The frogs are just working kind of slow today, I suppose. We still have, 1, 2 lines up here that aren't going anywhere. We've got plenty of production. The bee factory must grow. Okay, this is enough room for us to start. Oh, crud. We got the pollen, which is great, but we need to be working with sugar bubbles, not raw nectar. Oh, it will decrease our nectar production from 200,000 per minute if we do it here, and then we might not stay above 1 million nectar. I guess we could put in dirt up here. It's already sugar bubbles. We can put it in here, and it'll even work out because the bees don't care if the frogs are in their way. Place big dirt right here, if you please. Yes. Lichen become amanita. That will slowly grow. And already we have 105 sugar bubbles. Let's put down some frogs. So as soon as we have those bee nests, our production will be going bonkers. And like that. Okay, bee nest. Our research pane is ready. These honeybee nests are going to cost us 1,000 raw wax each. I think we can afford it. So I'll plonk you down here, and 11 honey coming out of the sugar bee nest, and 14 when it goes into the lucky log. Oh, we beat the demo, and the whole thing turned green. I thought I was going to be able to put down more honeybee factories. But again, this is my 3rd or 4th time playing through the demo. I hope you can understand that I was a little bit too efficient by the end. But that's because I really like Proto Garden. Oh, continuing, opening our research tree. The last 2 technologies left available to us are repeatable research discount or repeatable building discount, which aren't useful for continuing to play the demo, but I'm pretty sure they will be useful in the full game and when the tech tree just keeps going. So yeah, this has been Proto Garden. Even though B Week is going to end up lasting more than a week, I'm really glad that I got to share it. A slightly different kind of demo playthrough than I usually have on the channel, but I really think this game is worth giving good coverage to. I have had a lot of fun, sometimes playing instead of editing. And while I'm not going to say this game has me in a chokehold, I will say that it has hypnotized me. Something about those bees hopping along square by square. It's compelling. There's a link in the description for you to check it out on Steam. Try out the demo, give it a wish list. It is scheduled to release on December 11th, and I will absolutely be keeping an eye on this game. I know that I'm biased towards bees, but it's more than that. This one is just a lot of fun to play. Even with the little intricacies of struggling with the controls sometimes, when right-click is doing what I don't want it to do, it has still been a lot of fun to play. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you want to see more strategic automation factory building games, and subscribe to see what no-cost gaming experience I'm gonna have next. I have pretty eclectic tastes, but it's still bee week, so the next game will also have bees in it. And if it weren't for the bunker turning out the lights, I'd keep staring at these hopping frogs for probably hours. But now I get to say good night.